67 dead after midair collision between passenger jet and military helicopter. Black boxes have been recovered. This is, from what I understand, the deadliest plane crash in the past, 15, 20 years in the United States. That's actually blowing my mind. And it seems like there's just been so many plane crashes lately. I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but it just keeps happening. And then now the worst one in the past 15, 20 years just happened. That's crazy to me.
Hey there, Lauren and Steve. Good evening to you both. Yeah, we're really close to Reagan National Airport, home to the busiest runway in the country. But it fell silent last night and into this morning after the deadliest plane crash in the U.S. in more than 15 years.
15 years.
Today, in frigid water and with planes flying overhead, officials in the nation's capital are searching for answers.
We will look at the aircraft, we will look at the helicopter, we will look at the environment in which they were operating in.
This video shows the helicopter crashing into the passenger jet around 8:45 last night. Another angle in this EarthCam video.
The plane was going to land.
Everyone on board American Airlines Flight 5342 and the Army Black Hawk helicopter are presumed dead. The American jet from
67.
Wichita, Kansas cleared for landing after a last-minute but routine runway change. The Army helicopter on its usual path for standard night training, but flying at 350 feet instead of 200. Audio from air traffic control reveals the military pilot acknowledged he saw the jet approaching the runway.
This club has an aircraft inside precision separation.
Among the questions, why didn't the helicopter change course?
The helicopter said, we see it and we accept visual separation, meaning that the Black Hawk crew says we will stay away from that helicopter.
President Trump today seeming to agree.
The helicopter obviously was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
He then speculated, without providing evidence, the crash was a result of his predecessor's diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, initiatives involved.
Wait, really? No way. Okay, I'm against all this DEI bullshit just as much as everyone else is. Okay, let's be real. Everyone's so sick of that stuff, right? But hold on a second, bro. Hold on. And I you know what? I love my boy Trump, but hold on a second, bro.
Involving air traffic controllers.
Are you saying this crash was somehow caused and the result of diversity hiring? And what evidence have you seen to support these claims?
It just could have been. We have a high standard. These are various very powerful tests that we put to use, and they were terminated by Biden. And Biden went by a standard that's the exact opposite.
That is wild, turning this whole thing around on Biden and the DEI stuff. Hey, look, man, cancel the DEI. It's making everything suck. I'm all about it, but I just don't see it. Dude, I think Trump is reaching here, man. I can't always just support Trump sometimes. I really feel like you're reaching here, bro.
So we don't know.
The NTSB plans to release its preliminary report within the next 30 days. Its final report will not be released until it has completed its investigation. Lauren, Steve, back to you.
Christiane, the wreckage of the American Eagle plane there is in about waist-deep water in the Potomac behind you.
Only
What's
waist-deep?
happening in the river right now?
So we've learned within the past couple of hours or so that the water operation has paused. That includes the recovery of the 20-plus bodies that are still unaccounted for and the black boxes, which we know may contain vital information as to what happened in the moments leading up to the crash.
Bro, all these bodies are just going to be strapped to their seats underwater. That's just crazy. And they're just going to sit there. This crash happened. It's been 24 hours. So these bodies have just been underwater for 24 hours. Just sitting there strapped to their seats. Man, that just must be a gnarly job going in there and recovering all those bodies and taking apart this plane underwater.
That has paused because they need to move the fuselage. So in order to do that, of course, they need a little bit more machinery and they need to be a little bit more delicate with it. So once they can do that, then that will continue.
All right. Christiane Cordero reporting for us. Thank you.
If I have to speculate what probably happened, right? Just have to guess. I'm guessing that it's an accident. I know not everyone, but there's a lot of people that want this to be a big, conspiracy or something. I'm thinking it's either an accident or we have heard of people that fly Black Hawk, or not Black Hawks, but fly planes and stuff like that end up, sometimes being suicidal here and there. There's some theories of that with some of these, or there was that one There was a commercial airline flight where the pilot nosedived the plane on purpose and killed himself and everyone else. They like that. It's maybe something like that may have happened. That's possible with, I guess the helicopter pilots are the ones that crash into the plane. Now, and also speaking of which, like, look at this flight right here. They made their way all the way from Wichita, Kansas, all the way over to Arlington, Virginia. They made that flight all the way perfectly fine. And it was only when they were about to land that everything went wrong. That really messes with me a little bit, you know, because they were just like, I don't know. If I'm going to die in a plane, I don't want to die after a long fucking 3-hour flight. Just saying. Okay. I want to die after like in 15 minutes or something of the flight. That would be much nicer. I'm getting kind of gruesome. I'm just like imagining myself being on this plane, and that is just like horrifying. It's one of my worst fears, you know? And, yeah, I don't know what happened. I think they're gonna release the names of the pilots probably. Like the helicopters will figure out, and they're gonna investigate them, see if there's anything crazy going on with them, you know. And if I had to guess, I think we're gonna find a whole lot of nothing, and it was just some weird freak accident. That's probably it, because there's a lot of air traffic in this area. Apparently, it's the busiest airport in the world. I'm just thinking mathematics here. I mean, eventually, the busiest airport in the world is probably going to have a collusion at some point. You know, it's all from human error, most likely. That's my guess. I'm thinking there's no conspiracy. I think it was just a freak accident. Possibly somebody, I don't know, being crazy, taking them down with a ship. But I think an accident is way more likely. Somebody just messed up. Maybe they didn't have good enough training or something. You know, maybe it's Trump's DEI.